Okay.
Good morning, everyone. We are on week 27, day 2, and the end of the market period is approaching this Friday. Do now take out homework number 10 and review it with your teammates and the answer key. For today's objectives, I can write and solve two-step equation word problems. So you might notice last class, we were identifying which is the correct way of writing the equation through a multiple choice approach. Okay, and then you have to annotate every single piece. What does the x mean? What does the fraction mean? What does the 3 mean? So forth, the plus. So, and you already saw all the answers. This time you're not going to see the answers. You have to be able to write the equation from scratch by reading a word problem. Okay, so that really shows me if you understand keyword or not. Language objective, I can translate word problems into math symbols, and then social objective, I can ask for feedback at each checkpoint. Today's agenda, we'll do homework review, followed by notes. So you'll need your math notebook. This will count as your exit ticket for today. Then the worksheet and banner. So whenever we have a word problem, we always want to use some of these strategies to help you out with tackling word problems, which can be challenging for some students because it's combining literacy and math together. So strategy number 1, you obviously have to read the problem to do the problem, right? So once you read the problem, you want to start circling keywords that you see in the problem to give you ideas on what type of problem it is. After you read the problem, circle the keywords, underline the question so that you answer the question. You have to answer the question. Third, identify the variable. What does the variable mean in this word problem? After that, write the equation. So after you annotate, circle and annotate all the keywords, you can start writing down the equation. Next, solve the problem, figure out what the variable equals to. And lastly, write your answer as a solution sentence. That lets you know if you are doing your work correctly. Does your answer even make any sense based on the question? Okay. So let's start with this problem right here. Jenny already has $25 in savings and earns $10 for each lawn that she mows. Jenny wants to buy a concert ticket that costs $65. How many lawns does she need to mow to afford the concert ticket? So I would like some raised hands to help me out. What are some key words you see in this word problem? There's quite a few. Go ahead. $25 in savings is the key word. There's several more. Ishmael? Say that one time. Yeah, $10 for each lawn. That's another keyword. Mindy? Yeah, concert ticket costs $65. There we go. Any other keyword that you notice? Yeah. Okay, so now we underline the question. So how many lawns does she need to mow to afford the concert ticket? Please make sure you're annotating your word problem as we do this together in your notes, which will count as the exit ticket for today. Okay, so we need to ask ourselves, when we want to write the equation, before we write the equation, let's identify the variable. So the unknown, what are we trying to solve for? What are we trying to figure out? Yeah, how many lawns does she need to mow? So X is the number of lawns. Okay, she needs to mow. The number of lawns she needs to mow. That's what we're trying to figure out. You can always figure out what the unknown is based on the question. So how many lawns does she need to mow? Number of lawns she needs to mow. So we want to write the equation. If you look back at your keywords that we took on Monday, what are some keywords that tell us whether it's an addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division problem? What are some keywords you notice? Each, yes. What does each tell us? When we think of each, we should think about multiplication. Yep. So let me use a different color and let's do green. Each means multiplication. Okay, so we know this involves multiplication. Is there anything else that we see that is a key word that tells us what type of problem this is? Already, yeah. What does already mean? Addition. Okay. So already means adding. Let me circle that keyword also. We can do that. So we know this problem involves addition and multiplication. Okay. So we know it involves addition. And we're multiplying. Okay. What do you think we're adding? What number do you think we're adding based on the word problem?
I think we're gonna add $25
Right. Why do you think we're adding 25 and not adding the 10 or the 65?
because the 25 is already in savings.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
The 25 is already in savings. Okay. So already tells us we're adding the 25. She already has that amount of money. So plus 25. Okay, so we know it involves multiplication also because of the word each. So we're gonna take X and multiply that by what number? Based on the word problem. What is each? 10, yeah. 10 for each lawn, okay? So 10, and X is the number of lawns, right? So $10 for each lawn that she mows. And what does that equal?
65.
Yeah, 65. That's the cost of the concert ticket. So once again, to summarize, we knew that it's an addition part because of the word already and the savings that we're adding. So we're adding $25. We also know that it involves multiplying because of the word each. And you're multiplying $10 for each lawn that she needs to mow. Okay, so now we need to do two steps for this problem. First step, what do we need to get rid of to isolate X? 25. So what's the opposite of plus 25? Subtract 25. So we're subtract 25 on both sides. Go ahead and do that in your notes. And we're left, when we add 25 to 25, that makes 0. And we're left with 10x equals to 65 minus 25 is 40. After we got rid of the plus 25, what is the other step we need to do to get x alone? Divide by on both sides. So we're going to divide 10 on both sides. And now we're left with x is equal to 40 divided by 10 is 4. So we read the problem and circled the keywords. We underlined the question. We identified the variable, the number of launches we can know. We wrote the equation. Then we solved the problem. Then we write our answer as a solution sentence. So I'm going to write the answer. She, this is Jenny, Jenny needs to mow 4 lawns. To buy the concert ticket. Okay. Jenny needs to mow 4 lawns to buy the concert ticket. Okay, does that answer make sense? If she gets $10 for every lawn and she mows 4 lawns, that gives us $40. And then she already has $25, so that's 65. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So whenever you get your answer, just ask yourself, does it make sense? Look at all the pieces together. Does it make sense? Because sometimes if you get a weird calculation, you wonder, hey, how does that even fit with the problem? And that is not for notes. Just a reminder that today it's all about making sure that we put in the work habits to get ready and prepare ourselves for higher level learning at the high school level. So the minimum everyone should be at is the first checkpoint. Okay. As a reminder, please work with your partner or teammates on the worksheet, and when you reach the checkpoint, call and go over for feedback. And there are 3 checkpoints on the worksheet. And for today's homework, it will be algebra number 11. Take care.